Well, welcome everyone here this afternoon. Alderman Joe Massey actually was the man who organized this. Unfortunately, he got ill this afternoon and went home and asked that we, of course, go ahead with the program. But he wanted to offer to everyone a welcome also to the city of Middletown. He spoke with Georgia, he spoke with myself, and spoke with Georgia, and of course then organized the event. And so on behalf of the city of Middletown, I want to say welcome to all of you, and of course welcome to Georgia Gilman and the Gilman family, and we appreciate you all being here. What we're doing is we're honoring Ben Gilman for his many years of service, a Middletown native, I believe, right? War veteran, but most of us know him as our Congressman. I was telling Georgia that in my younger days when I would go out to a bar room with some friends, and it wasn't Dino's, because I was too old for that, and we would come home at 4:30 in the morning and go to the diner, and Ben Gilman would be at that diner beginning his day at 4:30 in the morning. And it was just amazing to all of us back then that this guy was like a machine. And he worked so hard for everyone here, and so we felt it was important to honor him today. What we're doing, we're unveiling a sign on this end of Orchard Street. It'll read Ben Gilman Way. At the other end of North Street, on Orchard Street, will also be Ben Gilman Way signs. And when the Heritage Trail comes through, on right behind that brick building behind us, that we will then be putting up a marker of some sort acknowledging the Gilman headquarters and giving the history of Ben, so that anyone who rides through Middletown on the Heritage Trail will have an opportunity to know that this was the campaign headquarters and law office of Benjamin A. Gilman for many years, and the impact that he had on our city. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our council president, Miguel Rodriguez, our county legislator, Mike Paduch, Alderman Jerry Kleiner, and I don't know if there's anyone else from the city council. Who was that? Oh, Annie Rabbit from our county clerk is over here, and of course some old timers from the Gilman headquarters where did Andy Zaretsky go? Andy's, oh, there he is, right in front of me. And a young timer, I guess, Rich Mayfield. And what I'd like to do is bring Andy up first to say a few words.
And Carmel Wilson was also, she
and,
ran our...
Oh, Carmel, that's right, I forgot about Carmel.
Part of my staff.
Part of the staff.
Yeah.
So maybe we can have Andy say a few words first, and then of course we're going to end with Georgia making the comments. Michael Russo, Ralph, the reincarnation of Ralph is over here.
That's right. This is like the older he gets.
Yes, he does.
He knew how to do that.
Yes, he did.
To even have known Ben Gilman is one of the greatest honors in my life. To have actually worked for him all the years I did is just mind-boggling. He was a very unique individual. And during his years in Congress, he was universally respected and loved in this region, and eventually throughout the nation, and eventually throughout the world. However, one of the most notable things about Ben Gilman was no matter how popular, no matter how famous he became, Middletown was always a major part of his life. His love for Middletown, his love for his community was palpable. And till the day he left us last December, you always knew here is a Middletown boy. And that's why the city council and the mayor are to be congratulated on this most appropriate honor. Now we thank you for doing this so that the people in this town would never forget Ben Gilman anyway. But this is an extremely appropriate way of honoring him and honoring the people of the city.
Rich, did you want to add to it? No? Before we do the unveiling of the sign, we're going to have the rabbi bless it, but before that, okay, Rabbi, could you come forward and give us a blessing?
its own. May it be God's beautiful desire to bless this street, to bless this way, to bless this derech. May you bless us all to walk in the ways of Ben Gilman, Zichronam Bracha, his early blessing. Each in Middletown learned the lessons that Ben Gilman walked. To love every person he met, to have time for each person. Each person was a beloved soul, a beloved person who needed him in that exact moment. God, may you give us the ideas and the energy and the power that Ben Gilman had in order to walk the walk and talk the talk as he did, both in Washington, D.C. and Middletown as well, every day. Amen.
I'm allergic to bees.
So, without further ado, Miguel, anyone else would like to say a few words? You? Come on up, Ian.
I mean, everyone in public service who serves the community, when they hear Ben Gilman's name, there's pride. And right now in this country, we don't have a lot of pride when we hear elected officials' names. But the highest compliment I can give Ben is when any sign of kindness among each other in this public service world, we always say that's a Ben Gilman act. God bless.
Anyone else?
Well, I can't thank everybody enough for doing this, number one. And I'm still making speeches for my husband. He always made me do this stuff before, and now I'm still doing it. But it's my pleasure and my honor to be here and to do this. Thank you all. Middletown and this whole district was the world to me. And it didn't matter where we were, whenever we were back. We never ever spent the weekend in Washington. We'd finish votes at 11 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock at night. It was, honey, pick me up. You got to drive back. So take a little sneak. Get up in the morning and go. He said, oh, no, no. He always had to have it full Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We always had to go back. And he never ever forgot his roots. He never forgot the people here. Because it all started here. And in order to really do the work he wanted to do, he had to help his own first. And that was everyone here. And he never ever forgot that. He lived it no matter where we went, no matter what country we were at, no matter if it was with kings or queens or whatever. There was someone group that came in the lobby on the way home with the Jewish organization that came in. There was someone else from the States who was in Poland or wherever we were at the problem. He'd make the staff stay up half the night and meet them in the lobby and take care of their problem. That's just the soul of that. I mean, it was a pleasure and an honor to live with him all those years of America. I learned so much with him and to be with him. I was proud to be able to share his life with him. Love him. We were a good team, and I think I learned a lot from sharing with us. And in some ways, I don't know how he would have handled the situation now. I think he probably have to look at what's happening in Washington now. I do get calls from colleagues, very, very respectful. They're having a memorial service for the members, present members, and those who are retired members who passed away in this last year, Statue of Law, and at the end of September, and I will go down to that so I can see some of his other friends and colleagues who have been really gracious and calling, and I will keep that up. They haven't forgotten me, and it's just been a pleasure and an honor. And again, I thank our home base. This is where it's all at. This is where it all begins, in our little neighborhoods. We don't have that opportunity now as much as we used to. But Orchard Street, I brought a little gift for those of you who we lit stamps for Ben. We had cocktail parties for Ben. I mean, way before all of us helped in some way or another. And I was talking to Rich, and I said, oh, some of the girls came and used to write the envelopes and do all the work that we did for him. I said, I want to give him something. Should I bring a pen if I can find them? Or maybe a pot holder because he had. And Rich just, what about a sponge? We can all use sponges. We're not gonna walk around with a Ben Gilman pin now. So I found some of these down here, and I brought them. So those of you who can always do dishes, so so he's always here with us, and I think he will be here with us. So thank you so much. God bless everybody. Thank you for doing it. Does that bring back memories or what? Sure does.
And she has a bag full.
Oh, no, hold that. So I'm gonna hand them out after this all gets over.
Well,
The Orange County
Job
Fair has
again.
never been the same without Ben.
Oh, Orange County Fair, I know. Coney Island was right in front of it. He'd come and get hot dogs, and he had his little trailer.
John McCary and County
Oh,
Legislator
there's
Jeff
John.
Berkman
Oh,
join us a
great.
little late. Either one of you want to say a few words?
I can remember Ben when he was back in the assembly, probably before that, but he was always a third ward chairman of the Republican Party. And I was a fourth ward chairman, and Ryan Phillips was second ward chairman, and I think maybe Russo was first ward chairman or something. But we always met on a Saturday morning or 11 o'clock noontime so Ben could come back. And Ben was always wanting to keep his hands into a local conversation and wanted to know what everything going on. You could not find anybody better than Ben Gilmer. And the other thing I might say is, really, he really was the example of all politicians in the Hudson Valley. If you do it Ben Gilmer way, you're going to be a winner. And I think, the mayor and the president of council, you are doing a lot of things what Ben used to do. And as a Democrat doing this is fantastic, Joey.
I remember Ben Gilman carrying petitions every year in the first ward for the Republican candidate. So that's a true statement. He would do his 20 signatures minimum every year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
true.
thanks to the city of Middletown for doing it.
No, thank you.
And you know what? I also have Ben had young men for Gilman. And my son was a high school senior, and some of the boys were there. And now that's Steve, Johnny second. So as you see, you all got your start here, and he was proud of all those guys going on in the park. How do you talk
Go ahead, Jim.
When I think of Ben, Congressman Gilman, I think of a local man who had the respect of all political parties and all different kinds of people, and we all admired him for that. It came instinctively to him, I believe. So it wasn't work. He just respected all people. So we respected him back. When I think of his career, I think of the important international significance that he had. He worked on the law of the seas, extending territorial waters 200 miles beyond our limit, that was really exciting for me anyway. And also, one brilliant thing that he achieved was to get jailed newspaper editors out of an Argentinian jail from under a dictatorship. A local guy just had a big punch internationally, and but perhaps the most significant lesson that we can all learn is his personal touch with local folks, which you mentioned. His most proud moments that I could see when we go to bat for somebody for a constituent call, not just running to a UN committee.
And it didn't matter to him. Once the election was over, he didn't care whether Republican, Democrat, whatever. You had a problem, you called that office. He didn't want to know. His door was open all the time. Now, I know in the beginning you mentioned our family here, but we didn't introduce them, and I'd like to take a minute to introduce Linda and Marty DeLucats, which is Ben's nephew, Marty's mom, and Ben was sister and brother. And so now I'm his aunt. We went to high school together, and after Ben and I got married, we had a high school reunion. He said, "Oh, we have to go together because I want to get up and introduce you as my aunt." And he did. So we had a lot of fun. I know you know Linda and Marty from Gilman's Cleaners, of course, and my neighbor Lillian Juddleson, and who else? And the rabbi, of course, and his lovely wife. And I can't thank all of you enough for being here. It really means a great deal to myself and to the family. And may you all be well, And it's
Okay. Thank you all.
Yeah. Thank you.